Okay, we're back looking at the Battle of 3rd Winchester. We've just finished the 8 o'clock turn. We've moved on to move the marker up to 9 o'clock and just going to give you a recap of what's gone on for this. So let's come over to the map. And first off, we'll take a look at the AMs here in terms of how it went. Confederates won the initiative last turn. So second Army of the Valley went first. Then there were some Union chits, namely the 6th Corps and the cavalry. Then back to the Army of the Valley again and cavalry. Then we got 2 6th Corps chits come out, which was key to shuffling a few things around. I'll show you. Then back with more Army of the Valley, the artillery. Again, the 3rd Corps, of course, was coming on here, but they didn't actually make it on, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Then the rest of the Confederates, and then finally the last 2 were the Union 6th Corps once again. These guys, part of the 1st Division of the Army of Virginia, or Valley, excuse me, are off to the side here because they were under march orders. Okay, let's come back over and take a look at the map. Here's the main focus of the battle at the moment, still on the canyon itself. We've got the 6th Corps moving up, and we've got, first off over here, Bidwell has shuffled in front of the cavalry over here to the left of the Union line, and have started an attack on Ramseur's units here as well. You notice the cavalry has pulled back away from that side. Ramseur is trying to hold out as best they can, but I have a feeling this next turn they're going to have to pull back to their second line, which is right here where the artillery is set up with good firing positions to sweep the field in front of them and hopefully hold the positions over here. So back to the Union. Chapman's cavalry have moved to the right in trying to push a little bit on the Union over here, or on the Confederates over here, because they're facing cavalry right here, and also a collapsed 23rd North Carolina, which shifted over here into the breastworks over here. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to do a lot. They've gotten to this line here, but you notice under Chapman, the 22nd New York disordered. They tried to move up here and attack. They got into a little firefight with the 21st Virginia, and both of them were disordered and had to push back. So we'll see what can happen over here. Meanwhile, Warner from the 6th Corps is moving up. Originally, I had them slated to get around over here, and they still may go in this direction here as well. But I may need to slide them up over here to take Chapman's position up here. I'm not quite sure yet. I may continue to push this flank because this is wide open over here. Artillery is the only concern. And Warner has some decent troops there with good cohesions. You can see those are the Vermonters coming up over there as well. And then we've got Wheaton, who's sitting back somewhat in a reserve position. They're not in reserve, but they're just sitting back here, waiting to be committed over here, as well as Thompson's artillery moved up here as well. Now, Thompson was blocking Kiefer for quite a long time on here. Kiefer is part of Ricketts' division, and they'll be moving on board right now. They're one turn behind what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to come on at 8 o'clock. They'll probably come on at 9 o'clock, which is backing up Russell as well, and probably will back up the rest of Sheridan with the 19th Corps and so forth here. So this is kind of the traffic jam that did develop, and I think it's a natural development of funneling everybody through this Berryville Berryville Road entry hex right here through this canyon. There's not much maneuverability over here with the wooded terrain and very hilly terrain. You can see, if I zoom in here, you can see some of these hills. There are some really nasty hills to get up here. So really tough to maneuver across here. There is some maneuverability with trails across here, but they tend to be pushing us away from Winchester, which is in that direction over there. In fact, if I go down Berryville Road, there's Winchester over there. Those trails are heading off in this direction, which is not the direction we want to go to. So kind of interesting. Again, this whole first woods over here is quite a big blob here that we're going to have to deal with. You can see one of the things that Chapman has done over here is pushed the 3rd Indiana and the 1st New Hampshire up here to block the trails, the few trails that are in the woods over here. Because you see back here we've got Gordon's division coming on from the north with Early and everybody else. So they are moving down here very quickly to potentially attack. They're going to try to slow them up on the trails, or by blocking the trails from there. But it may be that Gordon swings more this way, given the fact that Ramseur is probably going to be starting to fall back over here. Behind us, we have Fitzhugh Lee and Mumford, and who is this? This is Wickham? Yeah, Wickham. Wickham's division of cavalry, kind of setting a 3rd block over at Dinkle Farms. That's right here. That's where Lee is. He's made his headquarters there at Dinkle Farms. We also have one situation back here where we had Goodwin, part of Ramseur's division. If you remember, they actually moved up the road over here, but they're in march mode, and they failed to convert to advance or attack or anything. So consequently, they countermarched back down here and took this trail. Goodwin, who is over here, got swept up with the Union attack and eventually made it up with Ramseur, but then he had to kind of backtrack over here. So he's trying to reunite with his units back over there, coming along the trail, if at all possible. So that has gotten him out of the action. That's a big deal because they could have protected this flank and held out a little bit longer, but the lack of changing orders has really caused a headache for the Confederates. All right, and then we've got Thompson's units over here. The last bit of cavalry is part of Lomax. They're moving up the road here. They were going to come up here to this crossroads and then move up and follow up with Goodwin's troops, but given the situation here, they may come over, may try to block this over here, continue to block this over here to prevent the Union from trying to dash around this way to the south and going down here, because you can see they can go into Winchester along that road. That's the Sweeney Road. I forget what it is here. Sensory Road back over here. They could easily come down this Greenwood Road and move along that way, especially with cavalry. And because the Holy Grail for the Union is right there where that red chit is beyond my camera bar, and that's where they want to get to try to get some points. Back over here, of course, these are all Union ones that will shift the victory conditions there as well. So that is about all we've got here for the 9 a.m. turn. Coming back here, just sweep you back on the reinforcement charts. You can see they're coming in, but we've got quite a bit of reinforcements to come in there. We've got a few losses over here for the Confederates. These small units tend to evaporate quickly, especially if they get a 1D. And the Union has been rolling 1Ds, especially with the Spencer carbines. Couple of things over here. Actually, the Confederate sharpshooters was lost. They got disordered, and then they took another 1D as well a second time. So that was tough. That evaporated them pretty quickly. Same with the 20th and so forth down there. So Union has accumulated a number of victory points. Right now the victory points stand at 3 for the Confederates and 6 for the Union. There's 2 more cavalry losses beyond the 4 that I just showed you on there. And the Union has taken 3 cavalry losses, but no unit losses as of yet. So that's where we are. Here's where we're moving on to. It's going to be the 9 a.m. turn next. So stay tuned. Hopefully you're enjoying this, and please like and comment on here as well, and subscribe. So thanks a lot.